Hi guys, welcome to another edition of General Jerry channel. We are doing something a little bit different. We are doing a live movie review. So as I said, I'm going to be trying to do some movie reviews right now, and I want to talk. So primarily, I didn't know any of this controversy. So apparently, there's controversy, and I use this term very loosely of the term controversy, but there is controversy in regards to this movie. First and foremost, there will be no spoilers on the actual movie. I'm not going to spoil it for you. I'm just going to say whether to watch it or not, and we'll get into some of this drama. How's it going, Charles? We got Costa and Mandy as well. How's it going? So here's the thing. Did I enjoy the Joker movie? Absolutely. I thought Joaquin Phoenix did an amazing portrayal of a different Joker that maybe what we haven't seen in a long time. How's it going, Calvin? So pretty much what has happened is that we have this movie, this Elseworld movie, that has brought the Joker and has made the Joker, which he's always been known for, which is, killing people. And some people in the world have generally got offended over this, despite the fact that Heath Ledger's Joker did even worse things in this movie compared to this movie. In fact, there are movies that are more gorier than this movie. In fact, I would go so far to say that this movie isn't as gory as what I thought it was. I expected Jaws to be ripped off, and the way people were talking about it. And I think the people that are saying this are the people that haven't actually watched the movie. You understand what I mean? What I don't understand, thanks, Costa, yeah, I know, maybe a General Jerry movie one day. We should have Joke as the Joker. How's it going? So, people are just generally angry at this. Like, I've seen people write on Twitter, they're like, this is praising gun violence, and this is discussing about how a person can do these things, despite the fact that the Joker has always been well known to do these things. Like, some of these people are walking into the cinema in a joke. Like, it's almost as if people have forgotten what the Joker was. The Joker, in his purest form, whether it be comic books, TV shows, video games, whatever it might be, the main crux of it is that the Joker sees the world as a joke. And he expresses that hypocrisy by he expresses that with violence. That has always been known for all the Jokers. Like, from Jack Nicholson's one to Joaquin Phoenix's one that we've seen, to Heath Ledger's one, and even Jared Leto's one was very much like that. And these people that I've seen on Twitter are just the dumbest fucking people. Like, to do that, like, I just want to say this straight off the bat. From 2010 to 2020 is going to be known as the years where everyone got offended over things that shouldn't be offensive. People are getting genuinely offended over this movie, and it's not even that violent. It's not. I've seen more violence in video games and other movies than this, and it kind of pisses me off. It pisses me off to the point where people are getting overly offended by this. I still haven't seen Joker, but I've heard great things about it. I need to check it out. Yes, Sean, please watch it. It is very, very good. And I won't be spoiling it for you on this video, so don't worry. Yeah, how's it going, chat? So, I just feel as if, and I've seen these people where they're saying, oh my God, like, they're making him sympathetic. Like, I've seen this thing that they say where they try and make the Joker look sympathetic. Okay, the Joker's sympathetic. Oh, he's this, he's that. That's when I was worried in case they were going to make him look like a hero. They don't do that in this. They thread that line where they say, yes, this guy is getting fucked up, but what his reaction to it is wrong. That's what the movie is telling you, but people are so fucking dumb and are complete and utter fucking morons that they can't even comprehend that at all. People hate freedom of speech. How about take it into real truth, where people hate anything that isn't pro-feminism? How women portray has always been victims regardless. I do understand where you're coming from, Calamania. I do. In this sense, though, people are getting overly offended because this movie is essentially talking about, and it is the most realistic portrayal, in my opinion, of if a person in real life did become the Joker. Now, they dealt a little bit of that in Heath Ledger's one. They go into more details in regards to this, like what could eventually lead to someone in our society that can be like that. But what the movie is telling you is that it's saying, yes, this guy has gone through shit. This guy's gone through crap. He's gone through horrendous things. But at the end of the day, what he's doing is wrong by him killing people. And there isn't even a high body count in this movie. Like, I don't even understand why some people are just, like, they're just so offended. People, like, generally that I noticed are getting offended because they want to be offended. And in fact, I would even go so far to say that I think some people fake hated this movie so that they could get attention. And these kind of attention whores always get picked up by the media. The media is even talking about this. Even my own family, when I came back and I watched this movie, said, "Oh, but I heard it's like very violent. Like the news was saying that it's that people were walking out and stuff." And I said, "No, it's not even that. But I've seen worse movies that are more violent." You understand what I mean? You know, now this movie does take a lot of inspiration from Taxi Driver and King of Comedy. That is the only slight issue that I might have. It is a bit of a carbon copy of those movies. But for the most part, it is an excellent movie. Joaquin Phoenix does absolutely amazing in it. I think his Joker, whenever... And people were, like, pissed off because he looks like a clown in this. Like, it's in the trailers and stuff. He doesn't look like, you know, like an actual... Like, the Joker's obviously, you know, either he's gained a smile from somewhere, like either through chemicals or he's used face paint or whatever. He hasn't essentially used like like proper clown makeup where he actually looks like the embodiment of a clown. And the Joker movie had women cast completely twist the character instead of a man. I can guarantee you there wouldn't be any controversy because women were tried to do nothing wrong in 2019. So the thing is that the main issue is that there were people apparently walking out of the cinema. I think some of it was staged, to the point where I just think that some people are getting offended for the sake of just getting offended. And sometimes they feel uncomfortable because this movie does talk about mental health. In fact, I'm going to go so far as to say it is very realistic. To the point, I'm not going to get into too many spoilers here, but it does go into the mindset of someone with mental health and how, you know, there's budgetary kind of cuts and stuff, and how essentially normal people today, how they're trying to get mental help, and it does discuss that. And I think that some people are just acting like as if, oh, like this is glorifying a murderer. Yet you still watch movies like Mike Myers and Freddy Krueger, for Christ's sake. Like Freddy Krueger, whether people like to say it or not, is a rapist. Freddy Krueger's a rapist, but people don't get overly offended at him. So why are they overly offended at this movie? You understand what I mean? It's complete and utter madness that still today we still look at these movies and video games as if these movies and video games cause mass shootings. And I've seen these types of people in regards to this and I've seen the media, and I think it was Brittany said this best. I think it was Brittany, Trap Queen, even said this on Facebook. She says it's almost as if the media want a mass shooting to happen. And I agree. It was almost as if people wanted a mass shooting to happen because of this movie. People got so... The media was crossing their fingers hoping that this was going to happen. The media like stirred the pot on regards to this movie to make it something that it's not. The worst part about having mental illness is people don't expect you to behave as if you don't. Yeah, like that's the problem. People are just like so like they're making points of this movie that they're looking into stuff that's just not there in this movie. And it's a portrayal of a villain who, some people forget that the Joker's a villain. I've seen some people say, well, he should be the good guy. He's not a good guy. The Joker is incarnate the most evil motherfucker. Like, he believes that this world is a joke. And what this movie does say is that if you go down that path, you're going to have problems. You know, like, that's what it essentially is talking about. But some people are just so overly offended, like they're like, it's just madness how some people are in this, how they've been reacting to this. And some people were like, the world is gonna blow up. Like after this was filmed, after this was shown in a film festival, people got so like, this is super violent. And I was like, Jesus, it sounds like my kind of movie. And then I watched it, it's not even that violent. Like, Natural Born Killers is more violent than this movie. Deadpool is more violent than this movie. Perfect example is Deadpool. Deadpool kills people at will and just laughs about it. But no one got overly offended at that. But because this movie brings in mental health awareness and how just... Right, okay, Andre. Okay, so, but at the end of the day, it's just as if some people are just overly offended. How's it going, Andre? How are you, mate? I just feel as if, some people just in general are just offended over this for nothing. With hot appeal, which proves that I'm saying women ignoring bigger picture. I don't know, but the thing is that this Joker is the most realistic version of what would happen if, for example, I was a fucking, like, if I went off the rails, or if an average Joe went off the rails, and it discusses about how we treat people in regards to mental health and what the precautions of it is, and it talks about those conversations, but it also says that doing this is scumbaggy. Doing this by killing people at sheer will is wrong. That's what this movie is telling you. You sympathize with him to a certain degree, but you also realize that this guy enjoys this, and that's the problem with the, you know, why the Joker is fucked up, because that's why he's a villain. He wants to kill people at will, while Batman is complete opposite. Because obviously, I don't mean to go into fucking stuff you already know, but Batman pretty much has, you know, he's gone through tragedy with the loss of his parents, and rather than being the Joker, he then ended up not killing people and actually going on that line. That's what makes Batman so engaging. And the reason why the Joker and Batman are two complete opposites, that's what makes the Joker so unique in that matter. And it does discuss that. But the problem is that this so-called fake, like every time there's a fucking movie, there are people that are just so overly offended. There are people just so overly, and this deserves an Oscar. I agree with Jack. Joaquin Phoenix should get an Oscar for this. Unfortunately, I don't think, it's kind of sad though, because I don't think Robert Downey Jr. is going to get, I don't think he was nominated for this as an Oscar, but Joaquin Phoenix should get a goddamn Oscar for this. He threw everything in regards to this. Now, apparently, Joaquin Phoenix has said that he would like to do a second one. I personally think that there should be a second one, because I do think, you know, there's stuff there that maybe that they could do in regards to that. I think a second one would be an amazing choice, and have its own somewhat uniqueness. But yeah, like I hate to harp on at this, but it's just these morons that are just overly offended at violence, like, you know, and like I've seen this recently as well. Like I thought we were past the video game violence of the past. Like I generally don't understand why people in today's society are still blaming mass shootings for fucking video games and movies. Like that is like something that's some 1990 shit. You know, like, do you remember when everyone, like, can you believe it? Do you remember when everyone, like, blamed Marilyn Manson for his style of music and it makes people shoot people? Or do you remember when they said about excuse me, that Eminem was overly offended and stuff like that? And it just goes to show you that, really, I think, from 2010 to 2020, we have, we've gone back. I would say from 2010 to 2020, whenever it comes. Thankfully, we're not out of this dumbass decade in the next 2 months. I'm actually going to do a rant series on this actual decade as well, because I fucking hate this decade. It's been horrible. Everyone just gets offended over everything. Everyone just talks the biggest pile of crap on both sides, left and right. It just, everyone has just become a moron, I feel. I keep quoting this line from Scream: "Don't blame the movies. Movies don't create psychos. Movies like psychos more creative." Super Mario got me hooked on mushrooms. Oh fuck, meth! You're so funny. They most likely won't do a second one because, like Bama said, only look for a thing instead of a good story. I don't know, like I don't know about that. Like, it's been very successful. Like, it's actually, they're saying that this is the most, like, it's made a ton of money. Like, it's up there with the Endgame, they're saying. Like, a lot of people are actually watching this, and if it's successful, then I think that they will make a second one. Your answer, thank you very much, Anthony. Thank you. The worst decade in history. I agree, T85. It's a horrendous decade. Like, I will go into more details about it, but I just feel as if, like, this decade is a decade where everyone just becomes a goddamn moron. Like, everyone's just, like, I noticed that people are more, like, the people that are bashing this Joker movie are probably more mental than than some of the stuff in this movie. Like, they think that you gotta act like a robot, you gotta do this, you have to be this one-line dimensional person that has to constantly do things in order, and you gotta follow order, and you gotta do this and do that, and you gotta do the other. I feel as if people today are just absolute mongoloids, you know? Jerry, why are you tiptoeing around my comments and almost scared to read what I am saying in full? I'm sorry, but I get that feeling. No. It's just because I'm more engaged into the actual conversation with the Joker and stuff. That's why I'm trying to make my point in regards to that. I don't think to address it, like, let me look at this. They most likely won't do a second one because people like Bambi only look for sex appeal instead of a good story. I don't know about that. I think majority of people do want a story. They want a story that engages people. That's why this movie has actually become very popular. The point that I'm making in regards to this overall, and from my perspective, is that people are overly offended at the concept of a Joker. That they're overly offended that the Joker told a Joker story. That's what the main point is, because I don't know, like, this video isn't about feminism. It isn't about that. It isn't about the portrayal of women. It doesn't even get into that. What people are essentially offended over is that they say that this movie is too violent and that it causes this type of behavior. Which that's why I'm saying that in the videos that I do believe that it's completely and utterly ridiculous that some people find this movie violent. It's not even violent for the most part. You know what I mean? But in regards to that there, I do understand where some people are coming from. but I do think though that I think just in this decade we're just being overly offended for the sake of being overly offended. You know what I mean? Yeah. Bambi, this Joker looks ugly, but I like the movie overall. And Bambi, I disagree with you on that as well. Um, um, I disagree with you. Oh, I do respect you, Bambi, but I do disagree with you on that as well. The Joker looks ugly. I just think that, like, that's the first I've actually ever heard anyone say that. The Joker looks ugly, but I like the movie overall. I mean, it's an ugly world that we're living in, and I think that's why they were showing the Joker because, like, you know, Joaquin Phoenix wanted to show himself as a like the manifestation of an ugly person. Like, and I don't think he was like really ugly. You know, I don't think he is actually that ugly. I think he's showing the point of a downtrodden guy, and I think that's essentially why this is happening. But yeah, let's see. This Joker looks da-da-da. No, he doesn't need to be good-looking, Bambi. Oh God, I'm overflowing here. That's a radical feminist speaking, and yourself went through discrimination because of your weight, and now you're saying this movie isn't hot enough for you. Oh Jesus. I don't know about that now. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, I do think that this Joker movie is just. I think people are. I think first of all, I want to talk about the movie first. It is an amazing movie. The cinematography and the editing and the camera work is utterly beautiful. It shows a great deal of color, but it shows color in like it's like I don't know how they did it, but they made it. Meth, I agree with Bambi. I only jerked off 2 times. Oh my God, Meth. Jerry, why does your president look like Danny DeVito? What president? Oh, the Irish one. Yeah, I know what you mean. Jerry, did you watch AEW? I have. I actually think it's quite decent. For the most part, I know I like to joke about the AEW fans. I do think that they're kind of. I do think AEW fans are going a wee bit too mad with it, going, "This is amazing." But like, I mean, it's good for the most part. It's an alternative to watch. Jerry, why does but yeah. So the Joker movie, and I won't get into spoilers, but it's a very different take on the Joker. Where if you're expecting like a by the books number Joker movie, then you're going to be disappointed. This movie does portray essentially. This is a very grounded, realistic Joker. It's incredibly good. Do you think that Joaquin Phoenix was better Joker than Heath Ledger? No. Bradley, I have to say he's up there, but I don't think in my lifetime that we will probably see a Joker better than Heath Ledger's. Personally. Not according to Bambi because, oh Jesus, we got our so crazy. Jerry, where are your Smackdown reviews? Right, I actually I was really busy. I got really busy, super. So I do apologize. There's way too much wrestling. Like I can't review. Like I cannot review. Like fucking all these wrestling shows. There's way too much. But this is about the Joker. I want to keep it. I might do another live show after this, and I don't know if anyone would like to join. I might do a live show after this if people want to join. Yeah, we might be able to do one after this. But in conclusion, this is, in my opinion, a fantastic movie. It's not perfect. I do think they do copy a lot of Taxi Driver and King of Comedy. That's my only thing that I'm kind of like on. But for the most part, I think this is an amazing movie. I think people wanted this movie to feel as well, and it hasn't. It's amazing. Walking Phoenix did an amazing job. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. So, what are your thoughts on wrestling? I'll talk about wrestling after, but what's your thoughts on Wrestling with Regret? Think he's one of the best guys in the YWC. I actually do quite like him. The whole thing with him and the whole effing show was a bit weird on it, but for the most part, I quite like him. He does put a lot. He's like he's not a nostalgia critic, and stuff, but that's why, like, I'm kind of glad that, like, you know what I mean. Jerry got a little bit of the bubbly, yeah. So I've been off drink for 36 days, and yesterday I had my first drink. This is my second, but I'm gonna get into that a wee bit. But my perspective on alcohol since this whole journey has changed greatly, and it's made me realize that, like, I don't think go completely off it, but I do think that my alcohol consumption is going to change over the next few years, I think. See, well, a little surprised here, Jared. Wish just because people know each other that we shouldn't. Well, little surprised here, Jared. Wish just because people know each other that we shouldn't tiptoe around the truth. I don't know what you mean there, mate. I don't know, mate. Maybe you could just PM me. I'll invite you to the live show after this. In regards to that, but yeah, I'd like to thank everyone for watching. Yeah, honestly, I'm giving this movie a 9 out of 10. I do think it goes above beyond. It would have got a 10 if it just didn't copy King of Comedy and Taxi Driver. But for the most part, definitely watch it. It is amazing. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. So thank you guys for watching. This is General Jerry on the General Jerry channel. Signing out.